Philosophies, both traditional and contemporary, play a role in education. In order to know how a philosophy affects education, though, it's important to understand the key concepts of that philosophy. One of the modern or contemporary philosophies that we often see in education is that of pragmatism. Pragmatism is often called experimentalism or instrumentalism because it implies that experience leads to understanding. With pragmatism, reality is seen as a source of interaction and experience with the environment around you. This means that reality is able to change and it is relative to the person experiencing their surroundings. Pragmatists believe there is no absolute truth. This leads into the notion that knowledge is formed through inquiry and experimentation. With this idea, pragmatists do not see truth as absolute, but under constant change and revision. With the concept of knowledge and understanding being relative, pragmatism indicates that a person's values and beliefs depend upon their experiences as well. This means that their values can be tested and even changed throughout their life. It also means that one's values and beliefs differ from person to person. Some of the key philosophers that influenced the ideas of pragmatism and education were William James and John Dewey. James was a psychologist, as well as a philosopher, and he focused on experience as being the main source of knowledge. He encouraged the idea that the universe is constantly changing. John Dewey had a huge impact on the influence of pragmatism in America. He believed that in education, the curriculum should be based around human experience and the students being able to relate what they learn in the classroom to their own lives and the world around them. He also promoted collaborative learning through working in groups, problem solving, experimenting, and actively engaging activities. Pragmatism has influenced the field of education by viewing the student as an ever-growing individual who is capable of being in charge of his or her own learning. The teacher is seen as a model or guide who promotes inquiry and reflective thinking by being an example for the students. The teacher scaffolds the students in their learning, and the students continuously build on their knowledge. Pragmatism places a very social aspect on learning and considers the classroom as an organic community that prospers and grows through working together. It also emphasizes the use of the biological science model in which one makes a hypothesis, tests that hypothesis, and then revises their hypothesis based on their experiment. This led education away from the use of lectures and recitations and towards the use of experiments, group work, and projects. When walking into an ideal pragmatic classroom, one would see a large amount of group work going on. This philosophy views knowledge as social, so class discussions and group work would both be used quite often. Because the classroom is seen as a community, one may also see the students taking part in class decisions, such as creating class rules at the beginning of the school year. The application of pragmatism in the classroom would also involve the use of various experiments. The experiments would likely not have a single outcome or right way to be completed. The students may have to build their own experiments, revise their hypotheses multiple times, and test and retest their experiments before they can build their conclusions. Students may be in charge of ecosystems, for example, for which they make hypotheses on plant and animal interactions. They may dissect various organisms or objects, from a frog to a clock, in order to better understand how those things work. The students would also take part in their own individual projects as well. Assessment would likely be done through the use of portfolios that showcase students' best work. Many classrooms today use the educational concepts of experimentation and collaborative work that derive from pragmatism. Though many educators keep a variety of philosophical tools in their teaching basket, pragmatism continues to play a large role in today's classrooms.